Welcome back to Behind the Grind. My name is Nash Crowther, and joining me today is EuroLeague player Kyle Hines. Now, Kyle, to get started off here, your time at UNC Greensboro, your accolades list is insane. I mean, NABC All-District Second Team, All-SoCon First Team from 2006 to 2008, All-SoCon Third Team in 2005, SoCon First Team All-Tournament in 05, 06, and 08, SoCon Second Team in 07, SoCon Freshman of the Year, SoCon All-Freshman First Team, and in college you also got invited to the Portsmouth Invitational where you averaged 17 points per game on 78% from the field, which is just insane. What was it like? What was your college experience like at UNC Greensboro?
It was fun. Number one, I got the opportunity to go to a really great university, to play in a college state. North Carolina is all about basketball. So to have the opportunity to play there with so much history there was great. But to have, so many accolades and, to be able to accomplish so much, it was fun. I think it was, the best 4 years of my life. And, I'm happy that I got an opportunity to experience all those and while also being successful at the same time.
And what was it like being at such a young age, getting all of these accolades? What was your mindset like when you were achieving all of these awards?
Honestly, you don't necessarily really realize the magnitude or really what you're accomplishing while it's happening. I was always kind of looking forward to what's next. So, once one game was finished, I was focused on the next game, or once one practice was finished, I was focused on the next practice. So I still haven't really gotten the opportunity to really fully grasp or fully understand, the meaning of, those awards or those accolades that I accomplished. But, I'm just grateful. Like I said, I'm just grateful that I had the opportunity to, to accomplish and to play so well during that time.
And what was the atmosphere of the Portsmouth Invitational like? Because it's a college kind of special event. Was it really competitive? Guys like trying to like show out for NBA scouts because you don't know who's going to be there and you're trying to get your draft stock up. So was everyone like very competitive during that invitational tournament?
Yeah, very competitive. The Portsmouth Invitational was unlike any other pre-draft camp because it's a historical invitational tournament that is ran by the city of Portsmouth basically. So it's really the only you have the NBA pre-draft camp and you have some other ones where it's not open to the public. So this one is actually open to the public. So you have a lot of people from the town that come and watch. You have agents, you have teams and different things like that. So it's very competitive when you're playing and you see right across, you see Larry Bird sitting right there, or Phil Jackson, or somebody along those lines. So everybody is kind of vying for spots and trying to play well in front of everybody. But I think that what makes it the unique atmosphere is because you have fans from the public. So it kind of still gives it that kind of college, high school vibe. Compared to like if you go to the pre-draft camp in Orlando or Chicago where it's just NBA personnel.
And after the Portsmouth Invitational, you went undrafted in the NBA draft. What was kind of your mindset after going undrafted?
Initially I was disappointed. I thought that I should have been drafted. I thought that I could have been drafted. I had high hopes, especially, this is my dream. Every, kid, playing basketball dreams of one day playing in the NBA or one day hearing, now Adam Silver, back then it was David Stern, calling your name. So, for me, I was disappointed, but I easily got over the disappointment and I started trying to figure out and focus on what was going to be next for me in my career.
And after that, you played 3 seasons in the NBA Summer League. And in one of those summer leagues, you played with the Oklahoma City Thunder, which at that time, that summer league team had Serge Ibaka,
Yeah.
James Harden, and Russell Westbrook. What was it like
Yeah.
seeing guys like that who are such well-known names in the league right now work? Did you find that you took something from their game and the way they work and tried to apply it to yourself?
I was just amazed about the talent. Initially, this was Russ's second year in the league, and it was going to be James's rookie year, if I'm not mistaken, or first year or second year. I can't remember. But just the talent of Westbrook, first of all. I mean, he was just super talented. His explosiveness, his athletic ability was something I'd never seen before up to that point. And then James too. I mean, he was his work ethic even then. I mean, obviously then he wasn't the player that he is now, but you can see that he had the work ethic. So I think that was something I kind of took away, being around those guys, learning from them and learning from, what it can take to be an NBA player, NBA superstar.
And did you find that for you, the summer league was one of your most competitive stages? Because in the summer league, there's a lot of undrafted rookies. They want to get a contract with the team that they're playing for in the summer league. Did you find that it was like super cutthroat, just guys fighting for that contract?
I mean, that's exactly what it is. I mean, there's guys fighting on the same team. Usually when you play in a team setting, there's usually, a group of guys fighting to play the other guys. But in this setting, there's more or less, guys on your own team competing against each other because they all know that, it may be, there's a 15-man roster. There may be one of us that may get an invite to training camp or two of us, that may get, to move on. So, everybody is super competitive, whether or not it's in practice, whether or not it's in, going to the bus or, asking questions at film or video or anything like that. So there's definitely a big, competitive spirit, when during that time, during summer league.
And during the summer league, do you find that it helped kind of shape and mold your game for a more professionalized style of play like you play now in Europe?
I think so. It helped me to understand and get a lot of the it was opportunity to work with NBA coaches. So, you get a chance to work directly underneath NBA coaches and understand the terminology, understanding the space, understanding, what goes into the NBA game. And also, during that time, you're a professional. So you have to adhere to the rules and different things like that. So it definitely gave me, a first glance look at what life in the NBA was like. And I think that definitely helped me to understand what it takes to be a professional player.
And was it hard to make the decision to move to Europe and kind of just like leave everything behind in the States and just kind of like start fresh playing professional basketball overseas?
Initially, yes. I've been at home my whole entire life. I was only just had going to school, not too far away from, where I grew up at. I mean, an hour and a half plane ride. So to be able to, not only leave, my comfort zone, but go to, a completely new country with new environment and new language and everything new. Initially it was difficult, but, once I got there, I started to love and started to really, fall in love with European basketball. And, I slowly, I guess you say quickly realized that this would be a great place for me to continue to play.
And now that the pandemic has happened,
Yeah.
have you had a very troubling time not being able to see your family as much and just being overseas when everyone else is kind of back home in the United States?
Yeah. I mean, yes and no. Yes, because, obviously with the pandemic, it's changed a lot of, interactions, a lot of change, a lot of everything for everybody. It's forcing people to, be at home and be, if you are with your loved ones, you're only with your immediate loved ones. You're not with, your, I guess you could say your outside family or friends. So, that part has been difficult because I'm such a social person. I'm such a family person. So to not be able to be around my family or not having my family be able to travel, over here or, have my kids come to games, and be a part of that experience. I think that is definitely was the most difficult part. But at the same time, I think, most overseas players will tell you that we're kind of used to being alone or being by ourselves. So, this pandemic kind of, puts us in a position that, a lot of us are used to. We're used to, being in the apartment or, being in a city where, you don't know many people. So like I said, I mean, it's something I'm used to, but it's not a feeling that I like very much.
And you mentioned winning
Yeah.
earlier on. Impact, like, what do you find the impact of guys like Sergio and Malcolm are? Like those guys who have some NBA experience. Do you find that they're a lot better prepared than most for bright lights and like all eyes are on you, big pressure moments?
Definitely. I mean, I think, Sergio and Malcolm, they've played, high level basketball, not only in the NBA, but all over the world. Sergio has played in the Olympics and has played in, major competitions. So, for him, he's used to, these high pressure and high level experience, high level type of games. And the same with Malcolm. Malcolm was, not only played in the NBA, but he's played in, the ACC, which is, considered, the top, basketball conference in college. So he had to go up against, the likes of like players from Duke or Georgia Tech or Wake Forest or North Carolina every night. So I think both of them using their experience is definitely, see why they're able to stay composed in such big moments during games.
And when you moved to Europe, did you find it easy to connect to your teammates that were overseas, or did you find it a bit challenging at first?
No, it was. I mean, basketball is a universal language. That's the one great thing about basketball. Basketball is, I guess you would say, the only really global sport that everybody understands. So, once we get into the locker room or once we get around each other, at the end of the day, we're all basketball players. So, it's kind of easy to, find something in common and with each other. And eventually, once we find something in common, the rest of the walls start to kind of break down. But no, I think it's definitely easy because at the end of the day, it's just basketball.
And being a professional basketball player, you're playing games, practicing all the time. What is your diet and workout like?
I try to keep a strict diet, especially as I'm getting older. But I understand. I think most athletes nowadays, understand, how much a diet plays a part of your overall performance. So, I try to, not eat, fried foods or, too much sweets or, highly sugared, type things. Try to stay away from, a lot of red meat. Try to eat stuff that's going to help me recover faster. Those different type of things. So I'm definitely, aware and definitely, trying to, keep a strict diet, especially in season.
And when you have a big play, like a clutch shot or a dunk, do you have a go-to celebration?
Nah, I'm a bad celebratory guy. I'm kind of like, uh, I kind of have the same personality, the same face throughout the whole game because I'm so worried about what's going on or so worried about, the next play or so worried about, trying to make sure my teammates are in the right spot um, that I sometimes even forget to celebrate. So, no, I wish I did though. I wish I had kind of like a signature move like this or something like that. But nah, I don't have anything.
Growing up, who was your favorite player?
So growing up, obviously Michael Jordan. I think it was every kid's favorite player. And kind of during the time I was growing up. But I grew up in the Philadelphia area, so Allen Iverson was definitely my favorite player. Because he was, at the top, and then Kobe Bryant because Kobe he's from the close to the Philadelphia area, so he was kind of almost like I guess you say like a hometown kid, hometown hero type of thing. But definitely those two, I think AI and Kobe are definitely my two favorites.
And are you a Sixers fan?
Yes.
What was it like seeing your team like succeed recently? Like just they've built well over the years. They've stockpiled draft picks and now they're looking like a contender.
I mean, one thing I guess you could say about Philadelphia fans, enough is never enough. So, even though we're happy the team is doing well and happy that the team is, being better than when they were before during the whole trust the process period. But, Philadelphia fans are only happy if you win a championship. So it's either, championship or title or bust. So, that's what we want to see, after, seeing Kawhi Leonard shot, in Game 7 a couple of years back, and last year in the bubble, that's all we really want. So that's, like I said, we're never satisfied. I guess it's kind of the curse about Philadelphia fans.
In Europe, you've won the Best Defender trophy twice, once in 2016 and once in 2018. Do you find that defense is a bigger part of your game than offense, or do you try to balance them out a lot? And do you find that you're a good scorer on the offensive end, and then you can go back and get a block on the defense?
I mean, I try to do what's best for whatever the role that my team, needs me to see fit, during that moment, during that time. Europe is a little bit different than the NBA, where we have a lot of, a lot of great players, and the rotations are a little bit more longer on the benches than they are in the NBA. In the NBA, they may play 8 or 9 guys. Here, we usually play all 12 guys. So, and all 12 guys are more likely just as talented as the next. So it can be, one night it could be Sergio's night, one night it could be Malcolm's night, one night it can be my night. So I just try to almost be a chameleon and kind of take on, whatever role that my team needs that night.
Well, that's about all we have for today. Thank you for joining us. It was a very good interview.
It was fun. Thank you.
All right. Have a good one, man.
All right, man. Take care. I appreciate it. Thank you.
See ya.